Alex is someone I get along very well with on and off the court. Again, another physical battle, but obviously against an opponent that was, playing on a high level. So I'm glad to overcome it. I was really blown away by how inspired she was. I mean, I was blown away by watching great athletes on that rink.
That is a very different kind of belief to play with. In the players who learn to hold on to that belief, to build on it rather than let it fade between tournaments, are the ones who end up climbing a long way. The whisper at the net was short and simple. Get well soon. Things like that. No drama, nothing designed to land well on social media, no performance of sportsmanship for the cameras. Two competitors in a difficult moment being straightforward and decent with each other because that is who they actually are. But that small, quiet exchange captures the whole story of this rivalry so far. It tells you who Eala is when the spotlight is not directly on her. It tells you who Goff is when the match is already finished and there is nothing left to gain from being generous. And it tells you that however this rivalry develops over the next few years, and however the wins and losses stack up, it is going to be worth following closely. Not just because the tennis is good, but because the people playing it are even better. Coco Gauff did not just reveal what Eala said at the net. She told the world how she sees this player, how she sees this rivalry, and where she thinks it is going. And honestly, it is very hard to argue with her read on any of it. This story is a long way from finished.
My first time to play with these guys, and it was fun. It was fun. It was a lot of laughter.
Novak Djokovic has once again got the tennis world talking, and this time it is all about AlexEala. Just ahead of the Miami Open 2026, Djokovic made it very clear that he is fully behind the rising Filipina star. The way he spoke about her caught a lot of attention because this was not just a casual compliment or a polite nod. This was Djokovic going all in, praising her talent, her mindset, her work ethic, and the kind of presence she brings to the sport. When someone like Djokovic speaks that strongly about a player, people pay attention. Buzz coming out of Indian Wells in the build-up to Miami, Djokovic shared that he and AlexEala get along very well, both on and off the court. That alone carries a lot of weight. Tennis is a sport where respect has to be earned, especially from a legend who has seen every type of player, every type of personality, and every kind of prospect throughout his career. So when he speaks warmly about how someone carries themselves away from the spotlight, that means something. But Djokovic went even further. He reportedly visited Eala after her loss at Indian Wells, and rather than dwelling on the disappointment, he focused on what she did right after. That is where his admiration really seemed to grow. He praised the way she immediately got back to work, shifted her focus, and started preparing for the Miami Open. To him, that response was inspiring. Not the wins, not the hype, but the discipline and the willingness to keep building. That kind of praise may actually mean the most. Anyone can celebrate a player when they're winning and the headlines are good, but when a legend specifically highlights how a player handles a loss and keeps their focus, that is a deeper level of respect. It shows he sees something more in AlexEala. He sees a real competitor, a serious athlete, someone who is not just chasing moments, but building a lasting career. Djokovic also reportedly said that Eala is great to watch on television, but even better in person. Coming from one of the greatest players to ever hold a racket, that is a remarkable thing to say. It suggests she has a quality that cameras cannot fully capture. He described her as an incredible athlete who is earning her place in the WTA for all the right reasons, not through controversy or noise, but through her tennis, her effort, her attitude, and her discipline.
I was really blown away by how inspired she was. I mean, I was blown away by watching great athletes on that rink.
Djokovic even had a small on-court session with Eala, and by all accounts, he enjoyed every moment of it. He reportedly said it was fun having her there, and mentioned that it was his first time really getting to play with her in that kind of setting. But what stood out was a small extra note of surprise and genuine approval. He said she is actually good. On the surface, that might sound like a simple remark, but coming from Djokovic, it lands very differently. He has shared the court with the best players in the world. He knows exactly what elite ball striking looks like. He knows what good timing looks like, what anticipation looks like, what touch and feel look like. So when he steps on court with someone and comes away saying she is actually good, that carries real weight. That is experience talking. That is one champion recognizing genuine quality in a rising talent. And Djokovic is not the only one speaking up. Jessica Pegula has also stepped forward with strong words of support for AlexEala following Indian Wells, and her message was just as powerful in its own way. Pegula reportedly made it clear that one loss in the round of 16 does not define Eala. One match, one afternoon, one result cannot erase everything she has already shown the tennis world, and it certainly cannot erase everything she is still capable of becoming.
Yeah, I mean, she's really good tennis player. Goes for her shots, takes the ball early, rips. Being a lefty is always tricky, competes really well. I mean, obviously she's beaten a lot of top players this week. I don't really think she needs me to tell her that she's a great player, that we're not going to see enough of her, but we definitely are. And she proved that tonight. I mean, that was really tough.
That is such an important point, especially for a player like Eala, who is now dealing with a level of attention that only keeps growing. When a young player starts capturing hearts, inspiring a nation, and drawing real excitement on the biggest stages, every match begins to feel larger than life. Every result gets magnified. Every setback gets analyzed. Every mistake gets replayed. But Pegula's perspective cuts through all of that noise. She is saying what many serious tennis fans already know. The long-term picture matters far more than any single scoreline. And she went even further. Pegula reportedly said that nobody paying close attention to women's tennis right now can deny the potential that AlexEala is bringing into the WTA. That is a huge statement, because potential in tennis is not just about clean strokes or athletic ability. It is about presence. It is about resilience. It is about the ability to make people feel like something important is happening the moment you walk on court. And Eala seems to have exactly that. She is not just another promising name on a draw sheet. She is becoming an event, a story, a genuine presence in the sport. And Pegula also reportedly mentioned that she would love to have Eala on her podcast to really talk about the kind of energy and attention she is bringing to tennis right now. That tells you a lot. This is not just praise for her forehand or her footwork. This is recognition of her impact. Eala is bringing passion, drawing crowds, creating conversations, and pulling more eyes toward women's tennis. That matters to the players, it matters to the tournaments, and it matters to the future of the sport. And perhaps that is one of the biggest reasons why support for her feels so strong right now. AlexEala is not just winning fans because of results. She is winning people over because of how she handles everything that comes around those results. Pegula reportedly praised how Eala is managing the fame, the pressure, and the weight of expectation, and that might be one of the most impressive parts of this entire story, because carrying the hopes of an entire country is not easy. Becoming a symbol is not easy. Having millions of people invested in your every performance is not easy. But by all accounts, Eala is handling it with real grace. She is staying grounded, staying humble, and appreciating her supporters in a way that feels completely genuine. Even in defeat, she is showing a level of composure that speaks volumes about her maturity. That kind of poise cannot be faked for long. Eventually, pressure reveals who you truly are. And right now, it seems to be showing that AlexEala has the mindset to handle far more than just one tournament run.
It's amazing. I mean, I played her when she kind of broke out last year in Miami, and I'm from there, and the whole crowd was against me, and I was like, what on earth is going on? Like, where do these people come from? And then week after week, as she has done well and established herself as a really good player on tour, they all come out to support her. And so I think we saw that in Australia when it was kind of overcrowded. They put her on a too small of a court. We saw it here. You can hear it from the hotel. You can hear the crowd roaring, especially at night. So it's incredible.
That is such an important point. especially for a player like AlexEala, who is now carrying a level of attention that only keeps growing. When a young player starts capturing hearts, inspiring a nation, and drawing real excitement on the biggest stages, every match begins to feel larger than life. Every result gets magnified, every setback gets analyzed, every mistake gets replayed. But Pegula's perspective cuts right through all of that. She's saying what many serious tennis fans already understand. The long-term picture matters far more than any single scoreline. And she went even further than that. Pegula reportedly said that nobody who is paying close attention to women's tennis right now can deny the potential that AlexEala is bringing into the WTA. That is a massive statement, because potential in tennis is not just about clean strokes or athletic ability. It is about presence. It is about resilience. It is about making people feel like something important is happening the moment you step on court. And Eala seems to have exactly that quality. She is not just another promising name on a draw sheet. She is becoming an event, a story, a real presence in the sport. Pegula also reportedly said she would love to have AlexEala on her podcast to talk about the kind of energy and attention she is bringing to tennis right now. That says a lot on its own. This is not just praise for her forehand or her movement. This is recognition of her overall impact. Eala is bringing passion, drawing crowds, sparking conversations, and pulling more eyes toward women's tennis. That matters to the players, it matters to the tournaments, and it matters to the future of the sport. And perhaps that is one of the biggest reasons why the support around her feels so strong right now. AlexEala is not just winning fans because of results. She is winning people over because of how she handles everything that surrounds those results. Pegula reportedly praised the way Eala is managing the fame, the pressure, and the growing weight of expectation, and that might honestly be the most impressive part of this whole story. Because carrying the hopes of an entire country is not easy. Becoming a symbol is not easy. Having millions of people invested in your every performance is not easy. But by all accounts, Eala is handling all of it with genuine grace. She is staying grounded, staying humble, and showing appreciation for her supporters in a way that feels completely real. Even in defeat, she is displaying a level of composure that says everything about her maturity. That kind of poise cannot be faked for very long. Eventually, pressure shows you exactly who a person is. And right now, it seems to be revealing that AlexEala has the mindset to handle far more than just one tournament run.